You know, the cities and the counties in Texas have fought against the very taxpayers who live in the cities and counties to not have any type of appraisal cap being lessened. I believe we should have an appraisal cap of 5% on homes and 10%. There's no cap right now on business property. We have filed a series of appraisal reforms. We've also filed a revenue cap. Look, I've said to the opposition, if you don't like appraisal caps, revenue cap's fine with me. In other words, cap the amount of revenue a county or city can grow. It has the same impact. It's a little bit more complex, but it has the same impact. So we're trying everything we can. You know, I finally got an amendment last session to lower the cap. I found a bill to attach it to, and I was very disappointed that we lost that amendment 20-8. But I was mostly disappointed that a majority of Republicans voted against it. And I thank those who supported it. We're taxing people out of their homes, pure and simple. The average home in Texas today, and let's put an asterisk for this economy. We know the market's down somewhat, and hopefully it rebounds here in the near future. But the average home in Texas before this downward spiral that began last fall was about $150,000. At a 10% increase per year, which many people have experienced the last 10 years, the average home in Texas in 2025 would be $1 million with a $30,000 tax bill. That's the average home in just 18 years. Now, this economy will definitely bring that down somewhat, but as soon as things get better, and I pray that they do, then you're going to see appraisals go up fairly quickly. So, you know, when you have worked all your life and you've paid off your house, and you like your neighborhood, but you can no longer afford to stay in that house because your taxes are going up because some guy down the street sold his house, someone bulldozed and put up an expensive home, and you're taxed because of their success, that's wrong. And, you know, I don't know how much of this interview you'll run. I've been doing it. I don't know that I'd sit here and watch all of it. But if there's one clip that people really need to see, is that we need major reform. We need new thinking. We need new ideas. That's what we try to bring to the debate. The time for nibbling on the edges to solve problems is over. And that's why the Republican Party better get it done, because that's what the people want, that's what they demand, but that's what they need. In 2040, our population will be 50 million people, according to the demographers. We have about 1,000 people a day moving here now. We have 23 million today. Well, that's 31 years. Now, that's not that long ago. I mean, 31 years ago, you know, I mean, we were celebrating, you know, Reagan's presidency. It goes, you know, or his ascension to become president. 31 years goes by quickly. When I think of 1979, 1978 doesn't seem all that long ago to me. And in that rapid time, we will double the population. But in legislative years, since we meet every other year, that's only 15 sessions. We vote 4 months a session on bills. That's 60 months. So we have 5 years of real legislative time in committees and on the Senate floor to vote on bills to solve the problems and take advantage of the opportunities of Texas 2040. And every session we delay in major reform is pushing the problem down the road, as Reagan said government does. All government does is kick the can down the road. And why are we where we are as a nation? Why are we where we are as a state? It's because governments of the past have just kicked the can down the road. And we're doing it again, we used to spend our children's money, and then we spent our grandchildren's money, and Barack Obama has us spending our great-grandchildren's money. And you know, the positive thing is, you know, and Republicans are due their fair share of criticism, particularly on the national level, and even on the state level, on things like college dereg, the business tax, and other issues. But the positive is, out of 50 states, there are only 6 that have a surplus, and Texas has the biggest. We're healthy. We'll finish this session probably with $7 or $8 billion in surplus. We've passed a lot of good pro-life measures. We've done a lot of good things in Texas, but we haven't done enough. Property taxes, business tax, illegal immigration, voter ID, ultrasound, 5 big issues that if we pass this session and they're signed into law, Republicans can be in power for a long time in Texas. If we do not, challenging times ahead. And I'll just close with saying this, is that in speeches, I've said this, but I really believe it. The world cannot survive, cannot be a stable place unless the United States of America is a strong nation. And the United States of America, especially what we're seeing in the largest state, California, America cannot be a strong, stable place unless Texas is strong. And if Texas is to be strong, I believe it's because we are the cradle now. We're the last line of conservatism. We need to protect this state, grow our message outside of our borders, and reclaim this country. Take our government back, take our country back. It starts here. I remind people that if Democrats ever win Texas, then the Republican Party is through nationally. And that's not an exaggeration. You can't win the White House without the electoral votes of Texas, New York, and California. And I don't see New York and California coming online anytime soon, although after 4 years of Obama, who knows, we might win 50 states next time. But so Texas must be strong. And so that, I bring it all down to it's like, when you go on Google and you look at that map and it starts out with the globe and you come down, I bring it down to Senate District 7. It's on my watch. Because Texas will depend on the Republican Party, and one of the strongest, most conservative grassroots district in Texas is Senate District 7 that I'm proud to represent. So we have to win that fight from there. And we have to grow that message across the state. And there's a lot riding on it. Maybe the world is riding on what Republicans do in this legislative session in 2009.